Comrades, we gather at a time when the world is undergoing deep turmoil. The suffering of the Palestinian people continues. Entire generations in Gaza are being wiped out by Israel with the full support of US imperialism. The barbarity is unending. The so-called rules-based world order stands exposed as nothing but the rules of imperialist domination. Across West Asia and Africa, wars and conflicts are tearing societies apart, driven not by the needs of people, but by the hunger of imperialist powers for oil, gas, minerals, and strategic control. The inter-imperialist rivalries between the United States and Europe are sharpening. Donald Trump, is trying to weaponize tariffs to coerce the nations into domination, trying to uphold the decadent hegemony of the US and the West. The world order we see is precisely what Lenin, the great Lenin, described more than a century ago in his classic work, Imperialism, the highest stage of capitalism. Monopoly capital, finance capital, international cartels, inter-imperialist rivalries, wars, every feature is, he analyzed, is present before us today, is in new and more dangerous forms. What Lenin has described, that is before us in a new and dangerous forms. At the same time, humanity is facing a terrible contradiction. We have, in age of unprecedented, we live in the age of unprecedented technological advancement. Science and technology have reached heights never imagined before. The productive capacity of humanity is vast, and yet the living standards of the majority of people are declining. Hunger stalks the world. Inequality is at grotesque levels. Health and education remain privileges for the few, not rights of all. Education is not right. Education, health is not right for all, but they remain privileges for a few people. Why this is so? Because the capitalist model of development is inherently exploitative, inherently incapable of ensuring prosperity for all. Capitalism can never ensure prosperity for all. Capitalism thrives not by satisfying human needs, but by producing profit for a handful. This is why we see environmental catastrophe. today, the capitalist system roots, capitalist system loots the nature in the same way it loots individual lives. Entire communities forced to displacement as climate refugees. Yet there is resistance. There is resistance. We must be optimistic. We must be hopeful for the future. In Latin America, once again, the left is emerging, winning governments and challenging the imperialist dictators. Alternative global formations between countries of the global south are resisting the imperialist designs. Now, in Bangladesh, in Sri Lanka, in Nepal, we have seen massive people's movements against corruption, against economic collapse, against authoritarian rulers. These struggles have produced different political outcomes, from progressive, some disappointing, but they all show the same truth. People's anger is simmering across the world. People's anger across the world. People are refusing to accept misery as fate. Now people do not want to agree that misery is what is fate written on your head. It is destiny. No. People are refusing to accept that. People are refusing to accept the misery as fate. However, about the intervention of the left without a revolutionary and democratic direction, such anger risks being captured by right-wing, sectarian and authoritarian forces. This is why the role of communists and left forces worldwide is decisive to connect with the mass struggles, to give them clarity and to channel them towards socialism and democracy. It is the task before the left and communist movements. Comrades, our own country is passing through an equally critical period. India is passing through a critical period.